What's up, guys? Welcome to your 174th Android tutorial for the new Boston. And what we're going to do is basically finish up, or, for the most part, finish up our triangle class here. I bet some of you guys are like, finally, I didn't think it'd be so complicated to draw a triangle. But yeah, we're almost done, guys, so don't worry about that. And what we're going to do is we need to call or create a method that's basically going to draw to our GL10 object. And so it's going to be pretty simple. All we're going to do is create a new method within this class called public void draw, and it's going to take a GL10 object within it, and we're going to call it GL just for simplicity. And then we're just going to add our imports, and let's get into it. Basically, we can define certain things. We can define how we want to draw our triangle, which side of the triangle we want to display. We can disable the back side or something like that. So that's what we're going to do within this draw method, is just get everything set up, and this is the method that we're going to call within our render class. Because again, our constructor is going to set up basically the base stuff that we need, the buffers, and then we're going to access them through this draw method. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to relate pretty much to our GL object that's being passed in of our draw here the whole time. So what we're going to do is we're going to say GL, and first we need to connect all of our points. So what we're going to do is we're going to say we want to refer to the GL front face. That's the face that's facing the front, and we got to tell it how we want to connect these points. Again, we started at the top of the triangle, the second point's over to the right, third point's to the left, and that's how we're going to connect our triangle, is clockwise. So what we're going to do is we're going to relate to the GL10 class dot GL C, and we have counterclockwise or just CW for clockwise, and that's how we're going to connect ours. That's just, again, just telling which face we want to face front. Obviously, if we did counterclockwise, then the back would be facing us, if that makes sense. But we want to do the front facing us, and that's what's going to render to the screen. So there we go. We have our clockwise connection and all that good stuff set up. And now what we need to do is we need to basically relate to the client state, enable it for vertex arrays, because again, we're working with this float buffer that's basically a vertex array type thing. Because we have float values within that buffer. So what we're going to do is we're going to say GL.GL enable client state, and as you can see, it takes an int array within it. But again, we're just going to relate to the GL10 class, and you're going to get familiar with relating to this class when you guys start programming in GL or OpenGL. And all we're going to do is say dot GL underscore vertex array, and that's just going to allow us again to use a vertex array, and we're just enabling the client state. And all we're also going to do is give us a couple lines here, and we're just going to say our GL object GL disable client state, because anytime we enable, we want to disable it. Again, we're just going to say GL10 dot GL underscore vertex array, because that's what we're disabling now. And we're going to write some code in here, obviously, but again, just to make note, you guys want to enable the client state for a vertex array and also disable it. And again, I told you guys we were going to relate to a pointer of some sort. That's why, again, we had to use this line of code that is in native order, so our garbage collector won't throw it away. So what we're going to do is we're going to say GL, again, pretty basic here, and then just GL lowercase like that, sorry. And then we're just going to say vertex pointer. Again, the pointer is what we need. It takes in four things within its parameters. We have the size, which is how many dimensions we're working with. And again, we're just working with the x and the y value, so that's going to be equal to 2. The type, the stride, and the buffer. So again, that's the buffer we set up. And so first, again, for the size, we're working with two-dimensional objects, so we're just going to say 2 there. For the type, we need to say it's a float, because again, if you guys remember, our vert buff is a float type buffer. So we're going to relate to the GL10 class again and just say GL underscore float. And the stride we're going to set to 0. And what the stride is, let's zoom back up to our vertices array here. If we had something else, like another dimension maybe, or like a color or something, some other kind of reference in here. For example, we wanted to skip out one of these things. Basically, you use the stride to skip over this third and then start our new vertice. But since we don't have anything we want to skip over, we're going to set our stride to 0. Our pointer is going to be our vert buff or vertice buffer, and so we're just going to say vert buff. So there we go. Now we kind of have reference to, again, our vert buffer that we set up and all those coordinates that we put within the buffer and all that good stuff. And we have to add one more line, but I kind of wanted to explain that last line. It's pretty important for actually drawing our triangle. So I'll probably end this tutorial now, and I'll catch you guys in the next tutorial where we're going to basically finish this triangle class for the most part. We might come back and do texturing and all that good stuff, but we'll get our basic triangle set up. And I'll catch you guys in. Hope you have a good one, and see you later.